I'm here now, and I'm ready to fight! Hello everybody, my name is YujimboXD, and welcome to the channel. And we're back. I've come out of hiding at the request of some mod developers to come back and look at one of my favorite mods for Hearts of Iron, Project Valachord, aka the Star Wars mod. Yes, right next to Old World Blues, this is probably one of my favorite mods for Hearts of Iron at this point. Every time I've looked at this mod, it has impressed me more and more, and this time is no exception. Because we have a new update for it, the Partisan update, which adds Ramkota and Saw Gerrera. And if you're looking at the thumbnail, you can probably guess which one I picked. So yes, last time we played this mod, we looked at the Mandalorian, specifically Bo-Katan, and we led a bit of a Mandalorian crusade across the galaxy. But this time we're gonna look at the new players on the field, Saw and Ramkota. If you don't remember Ramkota, he's from the Force Unleashed games. He's the one who trained Starkiller in the ways of the light side. And then we have Saw Gerrera, a drug addict gorilla, which is what we'll be picking today. So as you can see, he starts off with a few planets over here in the wild space sector, far removed from the core. So let's get in there and see if we can make our squid monster back at home proud. All right, so here we are in wild space, or as it's also known, the ass end of space. And it looks like we got 7 planets to start, and we're mostly surrounded by Imperial puppets. Our starting army is actually not terrible, but our economy could certainly use some work. Let's take a look at the focus tree. It looks like we have 2 political focus trees, one that will unlock later once we finish the first one, and then we have some research trees, which also give us some troops and a few supplies. But I think the big fork in the path will come once the rebels decide what to do with us, and that's based on our actions in the first half of the game. So let's make a good impression on them by killing as many Imperials as we can, and we'll start by getting some freighters. That way we can actually have a navy and get naval supremacy to do invasions. So I think my plan for the armies is I'm gonna have one group that just defends all the planets, and then I'll make task force for invading other planets. So I'll let our Wampa wannabe in charge of the main brigades, just because he gets a bonus to infantry leader experience, and of course Saw will be the field marshal. So here's a pro tip for you if you're playing as Saw. Don't bother building an outpost Burke to start, because when you activate Ire of the Emperors, you'll have a decision tree where it'll start counting down where you'll lose the planet. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a bit. But long story short, I'm going to stick to the other focuses to see how long I can put that off. I don't think there's any punishment for doing that. Now, another thing we're also going to be critically short on is political power, just because we're only getting it drip fed to us. But we start as a little bit just as a treat. But I think the most important thing to prioritize right now is getting the best damn spy master in the galaxy, Luthen Rail. I'd gladly let him shoot me on a park bench after I gave him critical information. And look at that, he's already coming up with ideas for us. What do you mean, old friend? I just hired him. Anyways, he wants us to do a raid over here on Spellhouse, just like old times, sharing a laugh, sniffing some gas, blowing up some government facilities. Good times. So we just finished Professional Insurgency, which gave us some much needed army XP. And while I'd like to get some Marines, I don't think we have access to that. Our special units are Vanguard infantry. So I think I'm just gonna make generically good infantry. I figure if I put myself in the equipment hole early, it gives me something to aspire to. And that's not as bad as I thought it would be. But what is bad is the train situation. Because as you see, we can't even commandeer trains until we've researched trains. I guess we just don't know what they look like, so we can't seize them just yet. I just noticed a slight problem with that plan. Yeah, it's gonna take a hot minute to be researched. I think I meant to have it at the start. I don't know why I wouldn't. So I'm just going to fix that. There we go. Now I can steal my civilians' property, and I don't really have to worry about losing that stability because I don't have any. So all aboard! And now it looks like we're getting some much needed supplies from our Twi'lek friends. You can always count on a tailhead. Ooh, right, you're not supposed to call them that anymore. Okay, I've gotten a few extra ships, a few extra friends, and some extra supplies. So I think we're ready to move down our political path. You're meant to lose your main camp, but I'm curious to see if I can keep my original camp by doing this method and saving it for last. This was what I was talking about. Once you complete that focus, you have 365 days before you have to move your camp. And if you do, you lose control of this planet and it flips over to wild space. You can extend that by spending political points, but I'm trying to avoid that. I have so many more advisor slots to fill. So it's been like a year since he suggested the idea, but we'll finally get around to raiding Spellhouse like Luthen suggested. And I even got some Wookiees to join in on the raid. They'll make it look like the holiday special after party. All right, the raid is on. And functionally what this does is it breaks off the puppet from the Empire and lets you fight it mano-a-mano. Whoops, I forgot to get my navy up here. 1 second. So the other rebel cells have seen what a good job we're doing, and now they want to dip their hands in our pocket and take some of our equipment. That's okay, we'll let them have it because they'll give us some nice bonuses. That is the face of a generous man. And while we're at it, why don't we do some more terrorism? We can start interfering with Naboo. We can either assassinate them off or get the Gungans on our side. And as hilarious as it would be to have a Gungans, the bonuses for getting them on our side is not as good as the other ones. So we'll just have to go with the murder order instead. Alright, just do some naval shenanigans, moving boats and divisions around until I get supremacy. Now go! Don't have the element of surprise, but don't need it. I've got a Muppet or something leading my unit. There we go, only had to take like a third of the planet before they capitulated. And sadly, they don't have a navy to steal. So I guess their whole planet will have to suffice. See, we gave them like 500 infantry equipment and they gave us way more in return. We'll get way more by playing nice with the other rebel cells. And we get to core spell house. Neat. We will need the manpower. Thankfully, we have a few advisors that can help us with that. And I'm going to take ideological loyalty. Seems pretty fitting in this scenario too. Oh, what's up, Maya? You're back so soon, already asking for help? No, I think Luthen's on you. In the words of a famous fish man, it's a trap. Well, our plan to kill Panaka on Naboo went off without a hitch. If you consider without a hitch almost blowing up Princess Leia. Yeah, Bail Organa's mighty pissed at us. But she's fine. What's a few singed princesses between friends? So that did force Naboo into a war where they're now trying to solo the entire Galactic Empire. You're welcome, but I can't let them have all the fun. Time for some more raids. And now the Wookiees are asking for help, and they're asking for half our convoys. Sure, we can spare them. Could you please send me some political points, because I'm dangerously close to having to spend it to keep my camp. So I did finish the focus to raid Jalandi, but important fact to note, you can't start the raids until you finish assisting your rebel allies if you're already doing that. It's not bugged. It would be crazy if you rushed to the devs and told them it was a bug, not realizing it was a feature. At least while we're waiting around, we finally have enough civilian factories that we can build Luthen a forever home, because we need a spy agency that'll give us hope. Well, it looks like my life day came early because the Wookiees have given me a present, and that extra political power will be useful in case I need to extend my camp evacuation because I'm cutting it very close. I'm gonna have to pass on helping you this time, Maya, because I can't keep putting off these invasions. Speaking of, it's time to do another raid. Okay, I've done this a little bit out of order. I'm going to wait to do my focus until I've taken both Jalandi and Feos, and I can always bank that political power. I just gotta make this quick. One down. Now just to quickly take Feos. Soon as the naval invasion's done. Oh, I hit launch. It would help if I actually declared war on them first. And just like that, didn't even need to force attack. Alright, now I can tell the rebels what a good job I've been doing. There we go, we cracked the Emperor's pantry open and he had some infantry equipment and a whole 100 TIE interceptors. Very nice, and I will not be sharing those with my allies. They'll just have to get their own Imperial starfighters. And see, 5 seconds later, they're now asking for them. I will share my Rhino with you, but not this. Alright, we've called all the rebel cells together. Now they're going to judge our shenanigans and decide whether or not we should be part of the cool kids club or not. And it looks like they want us to stay friends. They said, you might be the most reckless insurrectionist we've ever seen, but damn do you get results. What can I say but revolution is not for the same. Okay, now that we've finished the summit, we get to move on to the second half of our focus tree, where the first one will remove that camp evacuation timer. And it took every extension I had available to me, but I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna keep all my planets, which will save me just a tiny bit of effort later. And now it looks like Star Wars Rebels is calling us for help. Sure, I never watched your show, but at least you're not asking for fighters. There we go. And that's how you keep all your planets. You just stall. And our allies came through once again. Dave Filoni sends his regards. Well, don't mind what I'm doing over here. That's just future plans. But for right now, we can raid Jeddah. Just gotta throw some manpower and equipment at it. I'm starting to spread out more and more, so I'm gonna need more troops to cover more ground. And while I could go with a few elite infantry divisions, I should just go with more militia. That's just more manpower and equipment straight up, yeah? Makes sense to me. Well, our raid on Jeddah worked. I guess I should probably get some manpower over there at some point to deal with it. But first, I would sort of need a port to do that. I'm sure one of these buttons will get me a port. There we go, slowly persuading the Imperials to leave Jeddah on their own. Well, it looks like our officers are a bit unsatisfied with the status quo around here, so I'm going to take a page from my Stalin playbook and purge the Navy. I have yet to actually get in a naval fight, so he didn't have a lot of XP anyways, so these guys will do just fine. Okay, I'm actually starting to run low on infantry equipment, so I can't keep seizing pieces of Jeddah, so I just may leave that for later when I actually go to war with them. I think it'll be fine. Hey June, don't make it bad. Take this blaster and make it better. Feels a bit weird researching anti-partisan. It's almost like they'd be saying, you came here to kill me? There goes the great Mandalorian punch-up. Well, good luck fighting the chair, everyone. Well, I can finally reveal what I'm doing over here. I'm getting ready to invade Shu over here, aka Metro 2033, the planet. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my video where I played that mod. Well, it's time to go and pick on a planet that doesn't have any friends. I'm a hero. I'm saving the galaxy. Now do some force attacks. I need to overrun these guys. All right, we had one invasion, but what about second invasion? Let's see how much land I can get while I'm waiting for the second invasion to go off. This didn't go well last time I tried it. it. But you know what? Sometimes I just don't learn my lessons. Actually, if I knock this down to 3 speed, I might be able to actually do this without the help of the second invasion force. There we go. Didn't even need that second invasion. That went a lot easier than last time. They seem to have way less divisions. I don't know what happened. Like Mom always said, don't look a gift planet in the mouth. Just take it. Still no Navy, huh? Well, that explains a lot. Well, we had an opportunity to raid a Star Destroyer, so let's crack it open like a loot box and see what's inside. Also, I can finally fix my stability, so I'm going to do that. And it looks like we got 50 more TIE interceptors. I haven't really been able to use my Air Force, but I'm still not going to share it with my allies. Oops. I guess it's a good thing I didn't dig Jeddah City. I sort of forgot they blow it up with a Death Star. Please tell me at least Saw is still alive, and he just didn't unnecessarily stay in a cave to get blown up. Well, he's still here and I don't see a pop-up for it, so I guess our Saw is just a little bit smarter. I guess the Rhino hasn't fully eaten his brain yet. Well, it looks like the Galactic Civil War has officially started. We're not actually part of their faction, so we don't have to deal with it just yet. Oh, right, but I will be in 2 days. Well, at least I'll have the option of when I can join into the war. And actually, you know what? I choose right now. I'm more or less ready to attack the Empire's puppets. I am wondering who they're going to go after first, and will the Mandalorians join us at some point? So I finally get to use my Air Force for once, and I'm wondering if I need to start setting up more than one invasion at once, because I feel like we got a long way to go before we get to Coruscant. There we go, made our first landing of the Galactic Civil War, drew first blood, as long as you don't count Jeddah, which I'm not. I wasn't there at the time, and it looks like they only had 1 division over here. Same with the remains of Jeddah. Yeah, you're going to need a little bit more than that to defend from me. And there goes the Death Star. Justice for Jeddah, I suppose. Meanwhile, while they're busy playing with their death balls, I'm out here doing the hard work. My divisions are having to swim across this entire ocean planet. And this is what happens when you get your Wookiee soggy. Hey, I just realized Naboo's still alive because they're asking for docking rights. Huh, and they appear to be untouched, even though they're pretty much in the heartland of the Empire. That might actually be a good indication for our future invasion plans. Meanwhile, the rebels over here in a death struggle. They seem like for the most part they are holding them off though. Well, we can also do some raiding while we're doing some warring. So maybe we should look into this Kyber crystal stuff. Just gotta roll up these 2 planets and then we can go on invading even more planets. Sorry, you're gonna end up hearing me say this a lot. Oh, and we just made an alliance with somebody's dog. But he's the most adorable ally I've ever had. And we caused a revolt over here and got them to join our faction. Alright, up next with these 2 invasions, I think I'll kill 2 of the Empire's puppets. So let's get the hairiest boys in the galaxy on it. As soon as one invasion lands, I immediately start the next one. And thankfully it doesn't take very much to get naval supremacy, at least so far. Had to kill him to a man, but there goes the Wild Space Authority. Well, there goes my next invasion. I think after this one, I'm gonna really have to reach to get to the next few targets, because if I can't reach the stuff over here, I'm gonna have to go the long way around to Coruscant. Dang, they capitulated as soon as I landed. Must not have been fans of the Empire. Oh, they left us a present. I could use a new set of Ewok drums. Hey, and that Kyber crystal lead found us some hidden factories off the map. I think this is from Star Wars Rebel. Didn't know, didn't watch it. Heard it was decent. He's going. He might actually do it. Can he get supremacy? Just preemptively do that, just in case. It only lasts for a second. Oh, it actually worked this time. I don't have to go all the way around this way now. I guess I should actually get the landing before I start saying that. Pow, just like that, easy. Well, that changes my plans. Looks like I just pried the Empire's chassis open. I think it's time to celebrate our early success with some research chemicals. Oh yeah, now we're surfing at the shrimp shack. And it looks like they're putting up a little bit of resistance on this planet. They actually had more than 1 division defending it. Whoa, I was just trying to get set up over here, and the Empire counterattack. Hey, looks like you still got some fight in ya. I should probably get some divisions over here to defend this crap. Well, I think my excitement is short-lived. It appears to be a lot more difficult to get naval supremacy over here. They may actually have a fleet, although I am starting to get some spare political power, so I can start hiring privateers. And if that doesn't work, there's always plan B. And I'll start by picking off Endor, just so they don't get any funny ideas about putting a giant shield generator here. Well, it turns out I can't really reach most of the stuff down here, so I guess I'll have to just turn my attention to whatever the hell the rebels are doing over here. And I do have a focus to take Onderon. Well, I wasn't able to get naval supremacy in Bothan space, but I can get it over Umbra, which then I can use to attack Onderon from the other side. Just gonna sneak in through your back door. Now I just need to hold on to it. I'm actually having to keep a sizable portion of my military around just to hold the key planets, because as you can see, they keep trying my defenses. Well, with Onderon now secure, I can now core it, but I'm having difficulty getting naval supremacy in a lot of different places, so I think I'm gonna just have to start taking apart the Empire piece by piece. This could take a while. Cue the montage. Well, the day is finally here. We have naval supremacy on Coruscant, and I'm just gonna go for it. I also set up a collaboration government in them, so hopefully this makes them capitulate. Good luck, boys. Bring it home for the Alliance, because they seem to be struggling to put it away themselves. And welcome to Coruscant. And I got more divisions coming in to reinforce, but I am also just gonna set everyone to aggressive and just go. Just gotta worm my way around Coruscant. Hey! And just like that, the Galactic Civil War is over. And my war score is 3 times that of the actual alliances. Well, let's see how much land we can vacuum up. As you can see, we basically annexed almost the entire galaxy, and just for fun, I stole the entire Imperial Navy. So there you go, from wild space all the way to the Outer Rim. We've freed the people of the galaxy. You're now free to love as you want and huff whatever you'd like. But all right, that is the end of the focus tree, and pretty much the end of this run. So yeah, that was the Partisans update for Project Valachord. I don't even really think I need to say it again, but I am. But this mod is excellent, and I highly recommend you go and try it for yourself. So if there are any other mods or games you'd like to see me play, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be glad to come out of my cave and take a look at it. All right, have a great night, everyone, and may the Force be with you.